If you recall, what we want to do in our intro is define the two terms in our tension. And I want you to note how well that happens in this intro. Right from the first sentence, we're given our two terms and we're being presented with where we're going. Then we get one term kind of explained. What does this religious faith piece mean, and how does that play out? We're also given a specific historical instance of this, so that the intro identifies one end of the spectrum, but also puts it in a specific historical context. And then below, we shift to intellectual reasoning, and we get an explanation of how intellectual reasoning fits in as well. And again, we get several sentences there. And then finally, we move towards a thesis that transitions from the religious and the intellectual into a sentence that sums up where the examined texts fall on the spectrum. This is really an excellent introduction. And it's not as rigid as I'm describing it, because if you read it carefully, and I hope you will stop the video and watch it and read it carefully, a lot of what she discusses is how these two things work together and aren't always oppositional, or how people struggle to reconcile them and bring them together. But I like the nuance of the argument that recognizes these are the two strands, but they're not always that clearly separated. So this is a very strong intro. I hope you'll take some time to stop the video, pause the video, and read it over. Good example to be thinking about as you're rewriting your papers for the final exam.